You're live, Phil.
Oh, we're live. Yes, sorry. I was just changing to the other chat column. Yes, welcome back to Dune. Episode, can you remember?
It is 8.
8. Wow, 8. Does anyone remember what happened last time?
No.
Okay.
It was a while ago.
It was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Was that when I won the gladiator fight, or was that the one before?
That was the one before. You actually got the guy that Ronnie was talking to in trouble with his own house. You made him think that he was the snitch within the house.
Yeah.
And you managed to get him back to your city.
Yep.
And he spilt the beans on what the plan was.
Mm-hmm. What was the plan?
The plan was...
Oh, yes, to attack quickly and take over key points, hold it long enough for the Ordos troops to arrive.
Was that when Atomica decided to nuke from orbit or something?
That could be any episode, really.
That's true.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Hello, Steve.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello, Steve. It makes sense, though, that we have an ornithopter up there ready to go, and that we check every single guild ship coming in for Ordos troops.
Yes. So yeah, that was where you were. You reported it that they were going to be mainly they were going to hold the spaceport and key points until the Ordos troops could land, and they'd had this old emperor, this dead emperor, Frederick the Fourth or Fifth, I can't remember, Fourth, and they made a golem, and they were going to install him onto the throne, and then ship the current emperor and Host Carino back to Seleucus Secundus. And they have been trying to discredit you, your house, along the way.
And they've been doing a fantastic job of it, except for the fact that we've been 3 steps ahead of them and 2 steps behind all the way.
So 1 step ahead.
But it's lateral steps, so why are we really?
Exactly.
Why would we laterally step?
It's called a dodge.
We've been playing hopscotch with them.
So you have reported this to your duke, and they've gone to the emperor and reported what you found. I can't remember. Was there anything you wanted to do at this point, or that's pretty much where you are in the overall game?
I'm too hungry to think.
Oh, poor GM. I personally can't think of any glaring pending thing I wanted to do.
Okay.
No, I think we did.
Oh, aren't we supposed to be escorting Her Royal Highness over to see her uncle? Or
Yes.
whatever?
Oh, there was that potentially, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that the Thufa comes back to you all and says that it's been reported to the imperial authorities the plan you found out, and they've asked that the I can't think what he's called now, but the guy you brought back from was it Gamerson, the diplomat?
Yeah, I think
evangelist. I think it was Gamerson. You bring him to the imperial capital for interrogation.
Oh shit! Because that's going to be safe, isn't it?
And apparently, from what he says, you're all going. So the Duke, the bride to be, you're all doing this huge visit. So you're all sort of decamping to the capital.
Right. Now this guy's going to be a handful, isn't he? So, and we can't
Very
trust
high
him or give
maintenance.
him. Yeah. So I'm wondering if we should put him in an artificially induced coma and just take him over in a box.
Well, you can do.
Fine
I
by
mean, he is a diplomat, so he wasn't any sort of military skilled or anything.
Not the point.
Not the point. I mean, it's more the fact that the house is not going to leave him with us. They're going to come for him, and he might, at the very least, he might try and slip away when it all kicks off. So if we put him in a coma, he's not slipping away.
Well, if I remember correctly, you've actually got him under sort of house arrest in a room at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know he's got to go see the Emperor yet. He thinks he's done.
Yeah. You promised to get him off planet and set him up.
That's right. Yeah, I remember now.
Right, let's go take him to the spaceport.
Why are you doing it like that rather than that?
Because metal.
Okay, yeah. So you can
Right.
you trip. Who's going to his room? I suppose at least the doctor will be going to.
Of course,
Yeah,
the doctor
I'll
goes
be going
everywhere.
there as well. And I don't know, 2 people in uniform. I don't really get
Darius,
much
so you
uniform.
going to talk to him?
Yes, I think I will.
Okay, so yeah, you can get to his room easy enough, and he's sitting at his writing table, and he's just making a few notes. He's obviously started keeping a diary or something of his time, and he turns to you and says, is it time for me to go? Have we arranged a ship off planet? Where am I going?
Yes, you're heading to the capital now to get your trip.
Oh, excellent.
That's out of character laughing, by the way.
Where am I going? What have you arranged? Where have you arranged it to?
Well, it's actually a little bit out of our hands. Excuse me.
Okay. So yeah.
Dramatic music as we tell him that things are not getting it, that things are no longer in his hands.
Well, so much for it being half an hour.
Oh yeah, a bit quick, isn't it? That's all right. Becky can concentrate better on pizza.
Yes, she can.
I was gonna perhaps arrange a banquet in celebration for your success last time and have you all describe the food you're eating, but no, we won't bother.
Oh, right, I see.
So
I thought you'd gone back into character for a minute. I'm like, oh, you can do that.
So he says, "Oh, what are we leaving now?"
Yes, we are making arrangements just now.
Obviously, I don't have anything to pack.
Yes.
Well, we'll be making full travel arrangements for you. We'll be coming back for you momentarily.
Oh, good. I'll make sure what the few things I've got is ready to go. He said, "I'm looking forward to it." I'd be interested for you to tell me where we're actually going, where I'm going.
I look over to Darius.
Well, we want it to be a surprise for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hope it's not too hot, I hope.
Well, no, you won't be feeling the heat at all. I mean, it's lovely. We want it to be a bit. You have been so amazingly helpful to us, and we know that you were.
Chilies?
No, that's chorizo.
Oh, nice. Well, you've been so kind to me, Darius, that it's the least I could do. You got me out, and I was obviously in trouble.
Yes, indeed, which is why between you and me, and at this point, I sit down beside him. Between you and me, there are rumors, whispers, that not all the ears in this house are friendly to our cause. Now, because of that, we're keeping your travel details secret.
Oh, I completely understand. Yes, it's an ongoing problem.
Mostly because we're worried about your old house coming to find you, because I doubt they will come to rescue you. You understand? They may decide that you are too much of a liability to be allowed to live. Therefore, I think they will try and kill you. So we're trying to keep everything as close to the chest as possible. The less certain people know, like yourself and other people, the more chance of you successfully getting to your new holiday destination.
Is that why
Completely
are we
understand.
going with the artificial death plan? It'll be fake as death.
I think faking his death would be exceptionally good. That might actually buy us some time and will definitely give you some breathing room if you pardon the irony.
So sort of like I sort of died in interrogation here, sort of idea.
Sort of,
Absolutely,
yes.
yeah. I'm sure the good doctor here will be able to, maybe induce an artificial coma, make it look like you're dead, so we can actually show the body.
That sounds like a very, very good plan, actually. Yes, obviously they won't be chasing me anywhere if they think I'm already dead.
Exactly. So we'd look after you.
That is excellent.
We have your we have your best interests at heart.
Oh, that's excellent. And if you have any more other questions, please.
Well, maybe we'll have some before we make our travel plans. I'm going to make the final arrangements now. I will leave you in the safe hands of my security officer and the good doctor here.
Excellent. Are we doing it now?
Well, certainly we would like to get the rumor of your death circulated as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Try and get the scent off you, as it were.
That's understandable.
So I'm going to start putting that rumor out there.
Yes, and if the good doctor would, induce a coma, I'll go make arrangements for an open casket.
It will take a little bit of time, but yes, that is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah. I'm going to leave. I'm going to do that very thing. I'm going to just put it out there that unfortunately one of our prisoners, a recent prisoner, not going to name names or even gender, just put it out in the wind that a recent prisoner has unfortunately died under interrogation.
You build reputations with that kind of thing, with our own people too.
I know it's a bit of a risky gamble, but I'm hoping if they buy that he's dead, there's less chance of them coming looking for us.
Okay. So you can go from prepare some sort of.
We can actually feed that rumor back to just our intended target. Actually.
Oh, because you got that house. Yeah.
They have no idea still.
Yeah, take advantage of that one, actually.
Okay, so you go off to prepare some sort of like information that seems plausible for them to send back. If you could do me a roll for that, Ronnie, some sort of politics, maybe, or is there not history?
I have politics. I have politics house. I've got politics imperial. Well, it's politics imperial house, I guess.
Give me a house politics roll. Doctor, if you want to roll in for some concoction roll, like was it narcotics you have?
Mm-hmm. I have it a lot. Where even is it?
So just to remind me, because it's been a couple of weeks.
Okay, so You have politics, so you have your intellect,
Yep.
and then logic is the number of die you roll,
Yes. And then
and
you
then
have,
your politics
you have
gives you a
bonus.
bonus on top.
Is it politics house? Yeah.
hmm
So that'd be the total then.
So
I've
you roll,
I've got politics general,
yeah,
and then I've got politics house.
yeah, you add those two. So that's whatever you got. Have you got like if you one in politics and then one in house? That's an extra 2.
Okay. Well, in that case, I rolled 5 on the red dice, so that's fine. There's no catastrophic worry there.
Mhm.
But I rolled a 6, so that gives me a total of 11.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I'm big
And
in politics.
yeah, and Bertram.
I rolled a double 6,
Oh,
Oh, you're
which
even
makes
bigger.
13 in total if you want the skill number. But
okay.
yeah,
So
he's out.
Darius, you're quite pleased. You spends a bit of time over it, but you're very pleased with and it gets sent back. It's almost like a an intercepted memo between departments that this infiltrator would have found and
Yeah.
radio back that this prisoner was getting great information, but he's died in before we got everything. We still don't know what the outcome of it is, and he's died, and we've lost the resource, and that's gone back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're
I
pretty,
mean, the upshot is to make it look like, we're just talking about a prisoner rather than a specific one. I want them to make the leap.
yeah, sure. And you've done that by saying, there was vital information you were getting from him, but
Yeah.
before you got it all, he's died. And by the urgency you put into the note, they're going to think it's Gamerson. And Bertram has made up a drug, and he's judged the amounts perfectly, so he's not going to wake up in transport or anything. Probably the next thing he's going to know is when he wakes up in a cell in the capital. Is there anything else you want to do before you leave for the capital? Bearing in mind the whole house is going, the Duke and the new bride and
Not that I
you
can
three.
think of.
Well, it turns out, as I get back to my office, that even though I doubled security, that Darius had tripled it, and all leave is cancelled. I mean, all leave is cancelled anyway, because we're in high alert. But
Yeah.
at some point, these people need a break. So I'm gonna make arrangements that, although security is still going to be tight and everything else because we're still on high alert, there will be a party whilst I'm gone for the lads and lasses of the army.
Okay.
That's it. I just have to, just because I care about my troops. I'm a caring person.
Okay. So yeah, you
Will
arrange
also be
some.
issued with las guns and shields. No.
Right. Just to clarify this point in my head, the person who has talked about almost consistently about the great last resort of shooting someone in the shield so we can cause a thermonuclear explosion
Speaking
as
of
an
which,
absolute winning cares about her troops.
Speaking of which, would you like to know how I'm mentally conditioning that chambermaid? Whatever her name was. Because what I've done, I've got it set up so that every 6 hours in her cell, it plays like this really high-pitched tone on a warbling pattern as well, so she can't even just block it out. Just right? So, and all she has to do to stop it is press the button. That's it. Just press the button. Press the button. Press the button. Every 6 hours, press the button. It's second nature to her by now.
You're literally, you're going to fly her into the air, and just at the moment before you fire at her, you're going to play the warbling sound, and she's going to hit the button that puts the shield on just as you hit it.
Actually, the button will also fire the las gun, yeah. And make her kill herself.
That
My
Because
is,
you
conscience is
care.
clear.
that is frightening.
That
My
is
conscience is clear.
Yeah,
I
that
did
is
not- I'm
fucking
not
dark, even for you, babe.
I
That
am
is-
not shooting her. She's
No,
doing
it's
it
just
to herself.
sort of major torture, isn't it? And
That's not torture. She's used to it. She likes her button. It gives her relief.
Literally. Wow.
Seriously, she's
Yeah.
gotten so good at it. She presses it fractions of a second after the siren comes on now.
moving on.
I don't know what to say at this point. I'm in 30 odd years of gaming,
Mm-hmm.
and I've put in some dark scenarios in my time, but I've never went there. Ever. That's
You know, Becky's constantly breaking new ground in the RPG world.
Stephen, all is forgiven. You are a wonderfully kind, considerate, compassionate GM.
You say that anyway.
I don't say that to him at all.
Sounds very practical and morally above board. Oh god.
Right, I just take back Stevie, cold-hearted.
It's cold-hearted about it. I don't want to pull the trigger. I don't want that on my conscience.
No. Okay, so the whole house. Sorry.
No, I think I may be speaking in half sentences for a while.
So the whole house mobilizes, and you're leaving your captive, trained puppy prisoner back in the cells. I take it with her button and siren. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whole house decamps to the capital. Ronnie, okay?
I've come to one conclusion. Jason, get the pineapple away from her. Clearly, there's cause and effect.
Just ate the last bit of pineapple.
Pineapple's obviously evil.
Well, we know this.
Without pineapple, it is not pizza. It's part of the base.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. What Jason's eating is tomato bread.
Then long live tomato bread.
Anyway, while you're at the capital, you'll probably stay maybe at your embassy in the capital.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of shuffling around, and rooms are made ready because there's a pretty short notice. And you move in. I'm sure Atomica is going to review sentries and guard posts and things, and get the security set up. Bertim, you are shown to a room where there's a long, up to 6 foot long box lying on the floor. So something you've seen before a few hours earlier back in your city.
Actually, I would rather have travelled with that. Just
Okay, yeah, you can have done if you wanted to. Yeah.
Bertim and Darius don't have to, but I would rather be with it the whole way.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yep.
Yeah. It's offloaded, and you supervise your troops carrying it to one of the rooms for him to be revived.
Oh, quick question. Obviously, he's in a coma, but is the box kind of temperature conditioned? Is it quite cold in there?
If you want it to be, yeah. There's no reason why it shouldn't be.
Yeah, makes sense. For traveling, it helps.
Yeah. Are you waking him up now, or are you keeping him under?
Wait till we get there.
Under for a bit.
The longer you
Wait
keep
till
him
we-
under, the longer it takes me to start my mental conditioning on him. No,
Well, you've already done enough medical conditioning for one day, frankly.
And it's not long before Darius, you're delivered a message, and it's come from the Imperial office. There is an audience has been demanded for you. You to bring the prisoner, the Duke, yourselves to the Imperial palace for an audience within the next couple of hours.
Okay. I suppose we better wake him up then.
Maybe we should wake him up in the chamber, like bring the box in.
Oh,
How
yeah,
long does it
that's
take
that.
for him to come to?
I suppose again, kind of longer we leave it, it'll take longer, won't it? But with my role, would I be able to bring him out quickly if I wanted to?
Your role actually it made it, made it so he didn't wake up on the trip.
That's what I was thinking.
And you can time if you want. You could be able to time the amount of time he's under.
Oh, kitty.
So we want him to wake up at exactly 3:24 and 20 seconds.
So if you want to wake up now, you can sort of be coming around if you want inside his box.
Well, the reason I am thinking that it might be good to bring him to, excuse me, in front of the Emperor, is it gives us an opportunity to just check the lay of the land before we reveal who we've got. Because if we go in there and it's full of house... Oh, God, what was this guy's house name?
Evangelista.
Evangelista.
Yeah, if it's full of House Evangelista in there, the last thing we want to do is get him out the box when he's surrounded by House Evangelista and feeling safer.
The Duke has already informed the Emperor of basically what this is about.
Okay.
So you're going to be pretty sure there's going to be no Evangelista around.
Okay.
He's aware that they've got some sort of game going on, and he's just really wants to check.
Okay, so the only thing I want then is, you know that recording I got of the full confession?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure I've got that on me so I can play it back if he needs prompting.
Yep, you can do that. Yeah, that's not a problem. Thing is, are you waking up now or later?
Just before we go in, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. So you travel in a few grand cars to the palace.
Plus, of course, if we do actually get ourselves sort of caught and someone sort of, decides to stick up for House Evangelista, and you manage to defeat them in single combat, we'll have somewhere to store him. Because we can just take him in the coffin out of there.
You turn up at the palace in 2 or 3 cars. In the front is the Duke and his new bride, and her parents have come back as well. And Atomica, can you roll me sort of, I don't know, military operations, something military? What have you got there?
I have... let me see. Assassination. Military operations, specialising in aerial combat.
Okay, can you roll me military operations then?
Is this intellect perception?
Yes.
Okay, military operations. So, oh, I forgot to roll this. Right,
Okay.
on 1, 2, 3, it's that dice. On a 4, 5, 6, No, on a 1 or 2 it's the 6. On a 3 or 4 it's one of the others. On a 5 or 6 it's the 1. 1, 2 is the 6. Yay! So special happy die got 6.
Okay.
So that'll be 8 in total.
So as you get out, you step out of the car. You probably want the first out as you pull up at the palace, and you look around and you see a lot more Sadaka on duty.
Good.
And with your 6, you can see they're not the usual sort of dressed display troops. They are fully armed for battle. They've got sidearms. They've got proper combat rifles and stuff.
They're not in ceremonial outfit.
They're in ceremonial outfit, but they are seriously ready for a fight.
They're on alert now.
And there's a lot more of them around. Okay. Yeah. A couple of officials come down the steps and walk towards the Duke, and a Colonel Basha of the Sadakar walks over to you, Atomica, and he says, "If you've got your prisoner, you bring him with me."
Excellent. I was going to ask if we could have a Sadakar escort for him.
Certainly can. Where's he to?
To the Emperor, I believe.
No, you're not going to the Emperor.
Sorry, what was the question?
Where is he?
Oh, where is he? Sorry, I misunderstood. We have him in this box here.
Oh, is he all right in that box there?
Yeah.
He's fine.
Okay, so if you would like to follow me.
From running away?
Yes, I'm sure it does. Very efficient. If you like
And
to
if he
follow
does,
me.
he's already in a suitable container.
And as you direct a couple of your troops to pick up the box, 8 Sadaka fall in around you as well as this Colonel Basha, and he leads you up the steps. Ahead of you, the Duke and the new bride are going into the palace, and you take a different route. You don't follow them.
It's going to be that woman, isn't it? The truth.
Oh, for fuck's sake! I hope not.
Yes, you get led to a small room, pretty Spartan room, and the box is put on the ground, and your troops are ordered out by the colonel, and his 8 Sadaka line up in the corridor outside, and he says, "Well, you better get him up. The Reverend Mother will be here in a minute."
I assume the doctor's with me.
Yeah, can be.
Yeah.
Okay, so I bust open the coffin.
Okay, so he's in there. So, Bertram, are you going to bring him around?
Yes. Yeah. I'll start. Whether there's like knobs that I have to twiddle on the coffin or anything like that, then I start doing that, and then I start injecting him with stimulus and things like that.
Okay, well, in a short time, he starts coming out of it, and he goes, "Oh God, that was
just don't make any sudden movements. You'll need to get used to coming out, and you might feel a little bit nauseous."
Oh, I've got a bit of headache and a very, very sore throat.
I'm not surprised. You haven't drunk for however long.
Are we at the airport? At the spaceport, I mean, sorry.
We're close.
And he looks and he sees the Sadaka. He says, "What's happening? What's he doing here?"
Oh, this is a colonel here.
I do turn to the colonel and say, "Do you think we could maybe at least get him some water?"
And he sort of gives a bit of a sneer and turns and goes to the door, opens it and leaves and shuts the door. He didn't say anything.
Everybody needs water.
Needing water like that's a sign of weakness to Sadaka. So you're waiting in the room. You're going to put him at the box, or you leave him there for a bit?
Yeah, we'll pull him out the box. We'll sit him on the chair opposite where we think the Reverend Mother will be sitting. It's just regrettably, there's just a few more questions before you go. It shouldn't be too strenuous. I understand you're being very cooperative with us.
Sure. yes, I'm looking forward to getting off this planet and having this weight off my mind and being safe.
Of course, there is just one small thing might have overlooked. We are the House of Disinformation.
What do you mean? And at that point, the door opens and the Colonel walks in. And he sort of thrusts a bottle of water up at him.
Thank you, Colonel. Much appreciated.
And he says, right, you two can leave now. And you can see it in the corridor, the Reverend Mother's waiting.
I just might after seeing the Reverend Mother. Vamoose.
Okay, so you leave, and as you leave, you can see she walks in and the door closes behind her. And Darius, I would assume you would go off with the Duke.
Yes.
Okay, so you, the Duke, are taken directly to audience with the Emperor.
He is the Emperor, after all.
Yeah. Give me, if you've got a perception roll of any sorts. I don't know what you've actually got. Have you got some sort of presence roll or something?
I've got observation.
Yeah, observation.
I've got perception in amongst my, as part of my intellect, but
yeah, intellect perception. What would that lead to then? Intellect, not that one. Culture, not really. History, espionage.
Well, observation. You did
observation.
Ronnie had
Yeah,
observation.
just a base observation. Then.
Okay. Oh, here we go again. Oh, that's not very good. That is fairly naff, actually. That is just a 6 in total.
Did you get nothing on the drama die?
I got a 3 on the drama die, so it's,
okay.
It's neither here nor there.
No. So you walk in, you bow to the Emperor, and you can see he's sitting quite forward on his throne, leaning forward. He's got his hand on his forward knee. He's looking a bit red-faced, actually. He's a bit on edge, and he's not happy.
I bet it.
You can tell by his whole demeanor that he's he barks a couple of orders at some servants and stuff next to him, and they rush off. And he says, Duke, thank you for coming and bringing your information source, I do hope. He says, yes, we brought him with you. The Colonel Basha took him off for questioning, I believe. And the Emperor is well done in detecting this deceit. If it actually indeed there. And the Duke says, well, I have one of the men instrumental in detecting this here with me, he says, indicating to Darius.
Oh, God. The entire campaign has just come down to me. This is not a good sign.
So he looks directly at you and says, how did you initially find this happened? What actually put you on to this plot by Evangelista?
Oh God! Now you're asking me to remember things from several sessions ago.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. It's just Jason's chat, the private chat. I've got to tell Steve this one. So, Jason has said Darius can read Egyptian hieroglyphs. Don't you know? Thank you.
Oh.
Revenge at last.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I haven't.
You did do that to Becky, didn't you? No, you came across that informant in your house, didn't you? That was had the drugs, and you led him back to the the listener
Yeah.
post. He was selling information. You tracked through a bar,
Yeah,
back to the listener post, and then Atomica went on her ill-fated flight and crashed in an airfield. And
Deliberately.
yes,
yeah.
Disinformation crashed.
we
Totally in
we
keeping with
ascertained that House Evangelista was up to something. Our spies indicated that there was some plot. What was the name of that other house? The ones that do all the paying.
Ordos.
Ordos.
And so, with a smidgen of subterfuge of myself, we managed to gain the information and confirmed a great many of our suspicions from the diplomat we currently have. He has been immensely helpful in fleshing out this plot to us.
That's very well done. As you were probably aware now that they have been sowing some different disinformation about your own house to ourselves. An ingenious plot. I mean, Evangelista will be dealt with, but Ordos is going to be trickier. Obviously, a major house on another planet is not so easily dealt with. There's more arrangements for moving troops and.
One might consider. I mean, there are several possibilities. A similar subterfuge as was attempted on the diplomat might yield some dividend. Perhaps putting the word out that there has been this terrible plot. Not naming any names apart from maybe House Evangelista. The other houses may find themselves having to publicly denounce such a move, including House Ordos. That being the case, if they were to then attempt something surreptitiously, they would lose some face.
We cannot allow them to, if this is true, we cannot allow them to continue. They have to be dealt with severely unless other people get the same sort of idea.
I would consider I consider the notion of dealing with them severely, Your Highness, but I must caution against anything so abrupt. They are a powerful house with a great deal of influence. Any attack to the front, any assault upon them could be met with severe penalty. Anything that has to be attempted must be more subtle.
There are some advisors in my own house that have raised the same issues that you have. We are thinking about them. It is under consideration, but we need to deal with this quickly. And the Sadakar needs some exercise as well. At this point, Bertram and Atomica, you arrive in the phone room.
Actually, something that Atomica used to a great deal of advantage might play in a similar way with House Ordos. One of the ways in which we were able to create the subterfuge was the idea of a war game between our house and House Evangelista. We invited gladiatorial games. We were able to use this not only to reaffirm our strength as a house, but we were also able to use it to sow the seeds that eventually led us to the diplomat.
Catch me up here. Are we talking about how to take House Ordos? Because I have several plans.
I am all ears.
Well, if you want to fiddle about with soldiers fighting soldiers, then sure, do all that stuff. But really, what you want to kill is the head. And
She sounds like one of the Sadakat.
so we just need to know where the head is, and we send a single ornithopter in, and the job's done. Although, admittedly, with the Emperor's toolset, he could probably be more subtle than me.
We have actually, you've actually arrived at a very opportune moment. I've just been informed. We have a guild navigator arriving. I have some questions for him, and I've requested that they attend the palace to answer a few questions about this Ordos matter. So if you'd like to observe, and you sort of get ushered back to the side, and the wall, where the very big doors in the wall you came through, but the doors stay shut, and the wall, a bigger section of wall, sort of opens, and this guild navigator comes in, floating in this glass case, with his attendants around him, and you see through the spice mist, this guild navigator is just glimpsed a few times, and he says he doesn't give very much what's the word I'm looking for? Reverence to the Emperor, yeah, because he's the guild are like above everybody else. He just says, "We are aware of why you've called us." So the Emperor says, "Well, what have you got to say then? Why is the guild doing this?" And the guild navigator says, "I can assure you the guild has no knowledge of any Ordos army attacking, I forgot what planet it's, Kaitang. There's no arrangements been made. I can assure you no arrangements have been made between Ordos and the Spacing Guild." And at that moment, everything goes quiet in the room because everyone's sort of assuming. And the Emperor says, "Well, how are they assuming to get the troops here? You cannot move that number of men any other way." And the House of Evangelista wouldn't be able to hold on to the key points for long enough for any lengthy space flight. So how possibly can they get their troops here? And the Spacing Guild says, the navigator says, "This is unknown to us, but we would be extremely interested in finding out the answer to the question."
I lean over to the Duke, and I simply say, "My lord, a thought occurs."
What's that, Darius?
The navigator may be speaking the literal truth. If another house is brokering the deal, if it's not House Ordos who have a deal with the navigators, perhaps a different house have put it in their name. So technically, House Ordos has no clan.
So your Duke says that's a very good point, Darius. I'll make that point to the Emperor. And he says, "Excuse me, Your Majesty, please may I make a few comments?" The Emperor goes, "Feel free." And your Duke, how do I pronounce that now? Calamara Savona in it, and he says, "What if the deal was brokered by another house and it's not Ordos actually ordering the ships?" And the guild navigator says, "There is no house that has made any deal for that number of ships to come to Kitane. There's no special arrangements made for anything other than just regular scheduled flights to this planet."
Save some kind of new Ixian invention, I think we've been played.
No.
He said, "We will retire now." This is the guild navigator. "We will retire now and we will investigate this more. But at the moment, we have no information." And without a buyer leave, he just sort of like, they all leave. And
Wheels within wheels within wheels within wheels.
the Emperor looks particularly sort of, "Oh, can't get a grip on this. What's going on?" sort of thing. And he shouts to the Duke, "Duke, come with me." And he gets up and strolls out, and the Duke sort of trots off after him. And he says to you, you three, he says, "Go back and make sure to the embassy, make sure everything's okay. I'll be fine in the palace. Just make sure everything's okay there."
I'm gonna check in on the Colonel before heading back to the embassy.
Good idea.
Okay. So you find your way back to the room. Okay. The Sadakar outside are gone. The cell door is open, and there's just 2 chairs in the room.
That's not a good sign.
Right. I'm going to
Is
find
the-
any Sadokar.
Is the box still there?
The box is gone as well.
I wondered.
I'm going to find any Sadokar
Sure, yeah.
and ask him where I would be able to find the Colonel.
And he directs you to the sort of command center where you find the Colonel. And as you arrive in that sort of wing of the building, the Colonel is actually just leaving, and he says, he nods at you as he's walking past. He's moving quite quickly.
Colonel,
What is it? I've got an important meeting to go to
I'll
with the
walk
Emperor.
with you for a moment. The prisoner,
Yes.
did you get everything? Did
Yes,
you
I
confirm
think
everything?
I think the Reverend Mother was very satisfied in his answers. She's satisfied he was telling the truth.
And did you get everything? Like, did he confirm everything that we believed?
He did, yes.
So he believes. Right.
So the prisoner confirmed everything that you said he'd said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the Reverend Mother believed he was telling the truth.
And where is he now?
Oh, I'm afraid he died in interrogation.
Yeah, expected that.
Why did you want the body back?
No. It's just that the guild. I'll explain it to him. Actually, the guild is saying that nobody has commissioned them to transport any troops here.
That's a shame. He says we'd have been up for a fight. I don't trust the guild myself, but everyone seems to believe what they're saying. There must be something else going on.
There is
I don't
more
know.
to
I
it.
don't know.
There is more to it, and yeah, the guild could be lying, or House Ordos have another way to get here. But
That sort of stops him in his tracks. He goes, "What do you mean, another way to get here? There is no other way."
no other known way.
He thinks about that for a minute. He says, that's just impossible. Surely they can't."
If you're making a play for the Emperor, then you would keep your means of transit secret, wouldn't you?
secret from the Spacing Guild. I mean, the Guild Navigators, they can see through time and space. How could you keep anything secret from the Guild? I've got to go. I'm late. And he starts off again.
For my money, I believe the diplomat, absolutely.
What, the guild diplomat?
No,
Oh,
our
diplomat.
diplomat. I don't think he was lying for a second. Now, it could be he was fed a whole load of misinformation, but we were asking for some very rudimentary things. I can't believe for a second they saw those questions coming. So I'm not convinced that his was an elaborate ruse.
No.
Which means we're left with two options. One, the guild is lying.
Two, House Ordos have another way to get there.
Have another way to get there. They really did. Because the third option is we've been played right royally here, and I'm not buying that for a second.
Yeah, I don't think we have, because we've run rings around them.
Yeah,
we're running their intelligence, and we've kind of confirmed that we're running their intelligence with our own interrogation of the guy. I mean, he knew the things we'd fed them.
We're not running behind here. As I say, Occam's razor says the guild are lying, but that's only because at this moment in time we have no evidence the House Ordos have another way of doing
it. So are you going back to the embassy as you were asked to do? Or do you want to do something else?
Oh yeah, we've got to go back to the embassy because the Duke asked us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you go back there. Unless you specifically want to do something, I will move straight to the Duke coming home.
Okay.
Coming back, the Duke comes back, and he says the whole Imperial forces they're up in arms. They've arranged for the Spacing Guild for ships and to transport Sadakar to invade House Ordos on Sigma Draconis.
That'll do it.
That's a massacre waiting to happen.
It's a huge amount of troops. They're gonna seriously wipe them out. The only thing is that number of ships cannot be arranged quickly, so it's going to take time to do that. So it's decided that a delaying tactic is going to be needed to delay Ordos to stop their attack. Because we're up against time now. If the Ordos attack before the Spacing Guild is ready, then we're in trouble. So we need to stop them from launching their attack and make them wait until the Sadakar comes to them. So he slaps his hands and rubs his hands together. I've said that we, or you three, will go to Sigma Draconis 4 and delay them somehow. It's a great honor that we're doing this, but you've proven your skill in penetrating Evangelistas' intelligence network and setting them up. You've found out all this stuff. You've proven your skills undercover, and it was a real good boon to us to be able to do this. Well done. You're going to make us very, very well known in the Empire, and our standing will increase with the Emperor tenfold.
I think that I can speak for everyone when I say that we are greatly honoured by your faith in us and the Emperor's faith in us. However, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the rather obvious that when we did what we did with House Evangelista, we were playing on home turf. We had a fair amount of advantage going into it, something we're not going to have with House Ordos.
No one thinks it's going to be easy, which is going to make it all the better, all the more successful when you do have a success at it. It's going to be fantastic. We're going to be the number one house in behind the Imperial House.
At which point I turn round to Atomica and Burton and say, any and all ideas at this point,
The Emperor's
I'm
even,
open.
the Emperor's even going to give away Scylla at our wedding now.
Yeah, I
Fantastic.
do have one. I believe the ancient tradition of the kamikaze pilot was to drink sake.
Yes, it was a sake.
As I say, my lord, we are all greatly honoured by this trust you have given us. However, I must reiterate and stress that we were playing very much with house advantage last time.
And
Anything
we will be
we-
this time. Because there's no way House Ordos will ever expect us. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go in undercover. We're going to establish ourselves in utilities.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically services that the military require, so that we can first get on to some of their military bases and see what possible means they could have of moving an army without the guild. That's what we need to understand. And once we understand that, then, and only then, will a very special ornithopter be making its way down to the surface.
A very special ornithopter with a very special pilot. I see you've got a plan already. That is fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. And
I wouldn't say it was a plan so much as an interesting set of ideas that must be worked on.
And the Emperor is extremely keen that if you do come across this abomination, this Gola of Frederick IV, to destroy it.
Of course.
Of course.
But forgive us for being three people going against the entire military of a major house. Not sure we'll have time to pick out individuals, but if we get the opportunity, we will of course do so.
That's excellent, he says. I'm glad you have a plan. Is there anything you need before you go? Because obviously we will supply anything, and you've got the Imperial Sardaukar. Troops.
You do understand what I mean by a special ornithopter?
No. I was leaving those details to you. I mean,
we need the capacity to destroy whatever ships they have.
Yeah.
Why do I
have the capacity? We don't have the capacity to take an army, but what we could do is take an ornithopter. So how do we make an ornithopter destructive enough to destroy military transport ships large enough to bring the army of an entire major house? Well, I would suggest it's equipped with lasguns and shields.
Yes, we can certainly do that. That's easily done.
That sounded like an approval to me.
Why do I get the feeling that there's going to be a siren and a button in someone's future?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's how we buy the time without the ability to move an army over.
To be fair, she has been setting this up since the first episode.
Yeah.
She's been setting it up since character creation.
Yeah.
I don't see how else we can do it. Look, if there's... It's the army of a major house. Even if we did somehow manage to get our entire army over there, it would be like a gnat biting on an elephant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, your army. Yeah. You need the Sardaukar.
Yeah, and realistically, the three of us can do next to fuck all in the time. to make any sort of dent unless we do something extreme, like
Yeah.
ornithopters and blowing shit up,
Yeah.
nuking house orders from low altitude.
Specifically, they're ships which can do the transit. That's our primary target. If you've got smaller bombs that do the job, we'll take them.
Well, I was thinking more. So, and Stephen, knowing my pacifist tendencies, might actually find this rather gigglesome. But I was thinking there's also the possibility of maybe nuking the barracks. Ships are great, but they got no one.
They'll have planets. They'll have barracks all over the planet.
Yeah.
The thing as well is obviously nukes are detectable.
Yeah, but ornithopters aren't.
No, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
We're going to use a made a homemade bomb. Made spelled MAID. In fact, it's a house-made bomb.
House-made bomb. Very good.
That's it. That's all I can come up with. You want 3 people to buy time against an invading army. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to take a break there to get a drink?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. See you in a sec. Hello.
Hello.
We're back.
We are.
And yes, as I thought, Stephen did find my comment very gigglesome.
Let's snoop the barracks.
Basically, yeah. We're not going to be able to go entirely alone. We're going to need some support, not just
Yeah.
the maid in a ornithopter. We're going to need some facilities to be able to call on. Computer hackers, forgers, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can keep you can get anything you want there before you go.
Well, specifically computer hackers and forgers set up in a base somewhere.
Slightly, and I don't want to say slightly more importantly, but we need an exit strategy ready to go at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so several ornithopters in orbit.
And you go in undercover as some sort of service crew or something, are you? Or
Yeah, well, we're going to go as just like refugees, or not possibly not refugees, but just business people or something. And then whilst there, we're going to need identities that we'll use. We'll identify who what I'm thinking is something like IT support, or something that lets us get onto the base or bases. And IT support's a good one because that's contracted out, right? You go to various different bases, so we can go have a look, and we can sort of keep our eyes out whilst there. And all we have to do is pick up the faulty equipment and drop off working equipment. So it's not like we've got to fix anything. So
yeah,
suits the job perfectly to get us onto a lot of different bases, and then from there, once we've identified what we need to get rid of, we send in the homemade bomb, or the homemade.
See, that's a thing now.
Homemade
That's a thing
ornithopter, I think, because that way it's more of a code word that we can say in public. But yeah, and then we get another ornithopter to ferry us out into orbit, and then hopefully the guild comes and picks us up. That's the plan.
I recognise that glass.
I recognise that glass as well. It's lovely. It's a glass a certain couple got me for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yes, encouraging a lot of people to drink at Christmas.
Never had alcohol in it. It currently has diluting orange.
Fancy being in Scotland and not drinking whiskey. I don't know.
What can I say, man? I'm a rebel.
I mean, for Scott, yeah.
Yes, so yeah, you can set up a team for whatever consistency you want. So if you want take any combat troops or forgers or whatever sort of support you need.
Yeah, well, the main two are forgers and IT support. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have some kind of special forces squad in case we get captured or something and need an extraction. Some kind of encryption expert so that we can communicate. I can't.
Seen him for
I can't really
30
think of anything
years,
else.
Steve.
Because we're not. I don't see us going into the house. Like if we want to take out the Gola, then we've kind of got to go into the house itself.
Yes, you would.
Maybe
you would
that's
be.
something we can do afterwards, as we just sort of stroll in and tell them about their downfall.
What? while they're trying to recover from watching their ships fry, we just sort of walk in all the confusion and off them.
Yeah.
Not the dumbest plan I've ever heard of.
Okay.
Because by then we can get uniforms and passes for the palace. We could put the team on doing that stuff once we're actually doing our part and finding the right base.
Are you taking your own troops, or do you want to use Sadaka?
I would quite happily take some of our best troops and supplement them with a few Sadaka.
Okay.
Because
Because Sadaka do tend to stand out a bit.
they do, don't they? But if
They
those
are.
Sadaka are there as a... Like, if we took a Sadaka officer as an advisor
Okay, yeah, you could do that.
to our guys, and he can help get our guys sort of trained and improve them.
Sure, on the trip over, yeah, you could.
And hello, Chaff Hunter.
Hello.
Hello, Chaff Hunter.
Doctor, is there anything you need for this, do you reckon? You're taking a suite of narcotics and things with you?
Well, I've been pondering. Yes. How about some narcotics and also some things like adrenaline boosters for in the field is probably going to be quite useful.
I've had another thought. Like, we haven't used your skills for biological warfare at all. Like, are you able to fashion some kind of like knockout gas that we could, if we could get a canister into the whatever base we're gonna attack, that then unleashes a cloud of gas that maybe knocks people out or even kills them?
I do have some skill in biochemistry.
Because if we're going around doing IT support to all the different military bases looking for the one where they've got these supposed ships that can travel without the guild, all of the IT equipment we bring in could actually have little canisters in that kind of take out their command centers, because that's where the computers are, right?
You could do.
When we strike their military base that's got the ships, we could then unleash gas that takes out all of their command centers. Then we stroll in to the palace and kill the Gola.
So you want me to fashion a toxic gas
that we can surreptitiously hide in IT equipment and trigger?
I mean, it is doable. There is precedence as well, because in the original story, the Super Doctor fashioned a poison tooth for Duke Leto. That had gas in.
Would Bertim feel morally comfortable in doing such a thing?
If it was a knockout gas, probably.
Right,
That's
this
all
is
I'm asking for.
I don't know.
this is me. This
I thought you meant like a proper poison.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel about biological warfare.
I don't know. I don't want to push you beyond your ethical boundaries, Doctor. But
this is me
Please.
spitballing, just as a player. I don't even know how viable this idea is. Could you code a biochemical weapon to a particular DNA strand?
What, me? I've never done anything like that.
Well, you know, House Ordos has its origins in China.
I was thinking of something a little more targeted.
you're thinking of the Gola.
Yeah.
Oh, the Gola.
We already have the DNA strand. We just got to get a bit from the Emperor. We've got his DNA. Targeted weapon right to the Gola. Take him out. We don't even have to end.
The palace.
You know.
Well, I mean, the only thing about that is asking the Doctor to kill directly.
Which I do not wish to do.
But the knockout gas will put their entire military into a state of confusion and allow us to enter their palace.
I am happy to try and manufacture a knockout gas, but I've never made such a thing before. But as you know, I am good at knocking people out with syringes, so it can't be too difficult.
Or a heavy strength hallucinogenic.
You've got to do it. Obviously, it'll be a roll for it, but you can do that. Are you doing it before you leave? Are you doing it there?
Surely
Yeah,
before we
we'll
leave.
prep it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, got to prep as much. But
Yeah.
even if not a heavy duty sedative, then a heavy duty hallucinogenic, just something that takes them out of it.
Well, yeah, you're very
One
good
way
at
or the other.
narcotics.
I mean, we're taking several ornithopters, so we'll be able to, have a warehouses in space, basically.
You're gonna need a space and guild ship to get there, and then you'll probably be on probably they use lighters to go from ship to planet.
So, would this be biochemistry?
Yes, if you've got biochemistry, if that's what you're doing.
Yeah. The plan, I think we're going to have like half a dozen of our ornithopters on the Spacing Guild ship, and then they'll just stay in orbit. One of which will be the homemade ornithopter.
Well, spacing guilds will fly to a planet and they will unload and they'll wait there to be reloaded before they go off again. So that is quite completely doable.
Yeah, we're just going to sort of come out. Well, get the ornithopters to go out in space.
Okay.
So, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Yeah.
Okay, the good news is that I got maximum of dice, so what would that be? That'd be a 10. The bad news is I got a 1 on the drama die.
You got a 1 on the drama die. Okay. So you've made your gas. You can put it into some sort of. You can compress it into a canister, quite small, so obviously it'll fill a larger area. But unfortunately, you think it's going to have to be used within a certain amount of time, or it'll lose its efficacy. So you've got a limited amount of time to use that.
Okay, then we won't be able to surreptitiously take out all the different command centers over a period of however long we're going to be going to bases.
Well,
instead,
I mean, roll a d6 for me, please, Burton.
Okay. This is how long we have. I rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6. Okay, you have a week. 6 days.
That's not too bad, surely.
Might work.
Are we talking about hitting one after the other, or are we going to try and hit several simultaneously?
Well, bear in mind our point of going to the various military bases is to get eyeballs on the bases and try and identify these ships that can do the blinking takeoff. I suspect that's going to involve going to several different bases before we even find the right one.
Right. No, I don't mind that, but we're going to hit it. We're
yeah. Well, one of the things the hackers are going to do is they're going to create the IT problems that we're going to go in and fix.
Yes.
Once we've got jobs, which the Forger will help us with, and the IT and the hackers will help us identify who are the people we're going to get jobs with. Forgers will give us what we need to get those jobs.
Yep.
And then the hackers will create the opportunities for us to go to the different bases we want to look at.
Is this so we can all turn around and say, have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? Which I believe is page 1 of the IT manual.
Wouldn't know. Can't use a computer.
So yes, you've put together whatever team it is you need. Burton's got his gas canisters stowed, and you're back on a Space and Guild ship on your way to Draconis 4. What do you know about Draconis 4? Who has some planetary knowledge?
I've got world knowledge 1.
Yeah, I only have world
same.
knowledge in Kaitan.
So intellect
Well, I've
logic.
got world knowledge 1, and I've got Kaitan 1, but that's not usable.
Well, world knowledge is usable, right? As a
World
general
knowledge is
skill.
usable. Yeah.
Yeah, as a general skill. I rolled a 5.
Oh, That's pretty good.
I rolled a 7, but 1 on the drama die.
Okay, so you know that Draconis 4 is in the Sigma Draconis star system, and it is an ice world.
Well, I got a total of 6, but I rolled a 1 on my drama die.
Okay,
Oh, there's drama dice tonight.
so
Seriously.
all Darius's knowledge is just associated with diplomacy and political matters. You know the native language is Ishiki. Major industries are trade and finances, spice speculation, slaves, smuggling. Flora is pretty much unheard of. You don't believe there are any satellites in orbit, and you don't know how big the population is. The biggest major feature of the planet is the desert, the ice waste.
Sounds lovely.
That's why probably why they want to leave.
Yeah. I would suggest that perhaps that we get clothes suitable for chillier climate.
Well, actually,
Nice.
basic stuff like that we've already covered.
Yeah.
It's colder than Glasgow in February.
Come up to Glasgow in February and find out for yourself how cold it can be.
No, thank you.
Okay, so yeah, you're back on your Spacing Guild. You have another suite of rooms off of a large communal area. Your team is sort of separated, spaced all over the ship, so you don't appear to be all traveling together.
Yeah, because that would be suspicious.
Yeah. And you could, let me see, that with their weaponry is also another one of their industries and products. So you could, if you wanted, I suppose, be posing as weapons merchants. Trying to buy weapons, maybe go into a demonstration.
Yeah, could be arms dealers. I happen to be in the field of stellar propulsion.
Ooh, I don't know if that is a field, actually.
We're from a small company that actually are pioneers of spaceship propulsion technology. I just thought it'd be ironic.
Well, you're
So-
doing the talking with that.
So yeah, after several days, you arrive at Draconis 4, and the Highliner is starting to be unloaded. And you can travel down to the planet. Are you stationing your ornithopters around the planet, or
Yeah, they're sort of flying around the planet in various different places.
okay? And you can as well, if you want, get them to do some sort of like a survey of the planet. Maybe
Yeah,
pick
absolutely.
out some targets for you.
Actually, if they can help pinpoint where the ships are, that'd be nice.
Mhm.
That cut down a bit of a legwork.
Okay, so as you're reaching the spaceport, actually on the surface, Darius, you get a message come through from one of the ornithopters, and it's saying that there's a large area of the planet that has been there's a lot of scanning going on. There's satellites above the planet. There's a lot of scanning going on. They don't want to fly anywhere near it because they'll get detected.
Well, that's
Okay,
where the military base is.
Yeah, I point this out to Atomica and Burton.
It's on the other side of the planet from the capital.
Well, That's where we need to start heading, and our hackers are going to have to find out who does the IT support.
Yeah.
Who does the IT support? Okay, so what can
Chips
we
are
see?
us.
IT support. Who does that?
We're soft.
What
Software.
am I going to say? Oh, look at that! 3 1s, brilliant.
Yeah.
I hope that was your defense roll.
We'll see them in 3 to 5 business days.
Yeah, the call's very important, but we've not got enough staff on it at the moment. Yeah, so you do find quite easily who their IT support is, because that was a fucking awful roll. And it is a pretty large company on the planet, but it's only on Conus 4, so it's not a well-known company.
Okay.
Hello,
for
Fajuk.
Duke.
Hi, Fajuk.
Yeah, Fuke.
We are indeed still
So-
live.
The next thing we need our forgers to create credentials for us.
Okay. It would be handy if they could get a copy of that, a copy to actually forge.
Right.
Could you perhaps kidnap somebody with credentials?
What I mean is, I don't mean like a professional qualification. Just make that shit up. I mean CVs, but put the relevant words on. You know, words related to the computer.
Yeah, very Jen. Yes, you can do that. Okay, so the hacking and see about another roll then. That's not too bad. Nothing on the drama die, but that's pretty good.
Okay, so now we've got like a job applicant type stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can they can fake up some credentials. They can probably make you up to middle management.
Oh, you mean they can actually just fake us into the actual... I was going to try and get jobs and have them on earpiece to tell us what to say, but that's even easier. If we can automatically just work for them.
Sorry.
If they can do that and then just have us reassigned to a new department.
Could possibly do that. Certainly, yes. If you could make up a role for espionage.
Okay, espionage. So this is why we have these people, right?
Yeah,
It's
they've
got
already
espionage. I've got 2 dice, no modifier.
Oh, I thought you'd have had espionage actually. Perhaps you haven't.
No.
No.
Anyone?
No.
If you want me
No.
to like paint my face in mud and hide in a bush,
I've
sure.
got
But I don't have stealth.
I've got diplomacy.
Oh, I do have stealth.
I've got military. I've got military administration.
You see,
Why?
when you sent us here as spies with these characters from the book.
Well, yes. Okay. Okay.
I could make a great argument that someone who knows his military administration probably knows the ins and outs of not ins and outs of computers as an IT, but might know enough because he probably has to deal with them all the time.
Okay.
He's
Sure.
dealing with spreadsheets.
As
Okay,
a
so-
person who's done IT support, who programs software for a living and knows computers inside out, I assure you, office workers who use computers have no fucking clue what they're doing.
And the
I
ones
was
that
just trying to get one good roll. I knew my argument was tenuous.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they can get you jobs there. So we'll just say they can get you jobs there.
They get us jobs and then transferred to a team
Where?
that
Yeah,
Sorry?
doing what? You want to be transferred to tech support at
field
a military base?
engineer.
Field
Field
engineer.
engineer for the region covering the military stuff. Recent transfers.
All three of you.
The reason, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I've got
The
medical
reason, the
administration as
reason
well.
I was
so-
trying to get admin military as a role is that I have a total of 7 I add to my role if I do it. So I was going for it because it would have given us a chance, unless I rolled a 1 on the drama die.
That possibly could come up now because obviously you go into a military base soon. So they give you a job that you're going to have to attend one of their actual facilities to pick up uniforms and kit, so tools and stuff.
I need an earpiece to our tech team. We all do.
Yeah.
Because we have no clue.
Okay, so you can have some sort of communication back to your tech team. That's not a problem. The other thing is, when you go inside the military base, it might be detectable.
We won't need to do stuff with the computer once we're on the military base, because that's just swapping components over, right? Like, you're just dropping a box off and picking up the one they give you. It's military stuff, they won't let you near it. Not as a subcontractor, it's fine.
So you can go to the building, you can pick up your uniforms. You've got to be at this military base tomorrow.
Right.
Okay.
Is it like the only base on the planet? Why don't we just nuke it now? No, we should confirm our target.
Okay, so that one's okay. It's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm very sorry, Ronnie, but your uniform's a little bit small.
It's okay. I'll just be walking in a slightly mincing fashion. Trying to pull it out the crack of my ass.
Yeah, you can ground car over, or there's probably some sort of shuttle tube to the nearest town, and you can get transport out to the base. Your credentials are checked at the gate, and you are because it is so icy. You are transported from the gate to the buildings. There's very little stuff outside here. This because of the weather conditions. So everything's sort of undercover. And this base, there are huge sheds.
Ooh, what's in there?
A canister at some point.
I take it the doctor has emptied the tools out of his toolbox and just stuffed it full of canisters.
I mean, yeah, if we're gonna administer them later today.
I think we should have some of them on us today. Yeah, absolutely. I think we could also use those on the palace part of it as well. So I wouldn't say bring them all, but for that reason, because we can put them in the aircon of the palace later for the Gola. But for now, yeah, absolutely. We'll all have some of them in our tool case.
Okay, so you get checked in at the gate. All your credentials pass, so you're fine. You get taken to the nearest building, and you're shown to where your company has its workshop area. There's a few guys already working there, and they sort of like, oh, new people, never seen you before. Where have you been working? What jobs you've done?
I kind of just hold my ear for a moment to just see if it's saying something.
It's not, because you're on the military base now. Communication is down.
Shit. I knew that was going to happen. I was sitting there going, nope. It's going to be too easy.
Oh dear.
Yeah, well, I was working for QSoft.
Oh, right. So this is your first job with us then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is as cushy as numbers you could get. They haven't got a clue what's going on here.
Great.
So
That helps.
What is going on here?
I've no idea. We stay away from as much as possible. but there's a lot of people.
Remotely curious.
There's a lot of people around. Seem to be rushing around quite a lot at the moment. Lots of people coming and going. Huge crates and wagons. Yeah, got a military advisor on tap.
Yeah, Fuchs' mum. Fountain of all knowledge.
But no, he said this is as cushy a number as you can get. Although we're getting less and less work to do at the moment. We don't seem to be doing. There's fewer and fewer computers going wrong. They don't seem to be using us at all.
Anything down at the moment?
No, it's quite strange. We haven't had a job in days now.
Ah, that's no good. We'll have to go make something break.
Well, that's the thing. Things usually do break. It's quite usually used to be quite busy, but that's why it's got so cushy now. Nothing's going wrong. I don't know what's happening.
Well, in that case, I think I'll just take a little walk and get some fresh air.
Okay.
Yeah, get a feel for the place so we
Yes.
can get there quickly.
Where's the canteen?
If you go, I was going to say that. If you go that way, take a left. It's the big green building.
Oh yes, can't miss that.
Right. Well, there's one we don't need to check.
Any medical facilities?
Yeah, the surgery, the medical facility, hospitals on past that again.
All right.
Oh, I suppose I sort of point. I point towards some of the sheds, but I do it sort of absent-mindedly. I assume those aren't the barracks, are they? I mean, where do they have all these people?
Oh, we're not allowed in there. Don't know what that is.
Yeah. Well, where are the barracks? I'd like to avoid the soldier boys.
Yeah, they won't let you in there.
So where are the barracks themselves? Where are they?
Oh, they're back over here, a bit more towards the gate. You probably walk past them on the way in.
Okay,
And
so
there's several layers underground, levels underground as well, of barracks.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just
What you see on
so mentally crossing off on our sort of virtual map all the buildings we've already been, right. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's not them.
What you see on top is quite small compared to what's below the surface.
Really? So, do they not use computers down there at all?
Well, yeah, they do. They always used to, but this work's just dried up.
That doesn't make sense.
No, not at all.
Is this?
I feel a snack coming on.
Oh, yeah,
That's
sure.
snack.
If you get to the canteen, bring us back some donuts.
Would you
Donuts
like those
aren't
donuts
particularly
fresh, or do you need them historically stale?
Stale? No, fresh ones.
Good. Good. Last ones wouldn't touch a donut unless it was stale. They said it was showed it been lived in.
Are there any other snacks besides donuts? Protein bars, perhaps?
No, just donuts. And jam ones.
When do you have your daily crash then?
Crash. Sorry, I don't
Yes,
understand.
from the donuts.
Oh, we just keep eating donuts. We don't crash.
Might be an idea though, because
That's even worse.
right. Presumably, I've remembered the name of whoever our boss is supposed to be.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
Okay, so because Jones did say he was concerned about losing the contract, so he did suggest that, if things could go wrong a bit more, that would be great. So maybe we should make it go wrong a bit more.
Oh no, he didn't say that, did he? We can't lose this job. I say it's as cushy as it gets.
Well, just a few little... Maybe, tell you what, why don't we put in just a few little small network problems that we can easily fix? How do we connect to something down below we can make go wrong?
Oh, those computers over there. He points to a corner where there's a few computers on.
Awesome. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll tell you what, look, we'll go get the lunch. Why don't you rig it up so that something breaks down below? Tell me what you've done, and then we'll go down and fix it.
Have you got persuasion?
Just one.
I do.
I'm looking.
Unfortunately, it isn't much better. It's only a 1 as well.
I don't see what's it under.
Oh, it's under
It's
pressure of
just
the
by
righteous.
itself.
Of the righteous
Oh, I see.
persuasion. Well,
Intelligence.
I get 2 dice for intellect.
Well, I get 4 for intellect anyway. It's just a plus
Yeah.
1 for persuasion. So
Okay, run me some persuasions then. Whoever's trying to talk him into it.
okay.
Well, I suppose I started the conversation, so we ought to roll. You never know, I might fuck it up for everyone.
Ooh,
Oh, by
I
the
got
way,
a 6 on the drama die.
I got a 1, and then on the drama die, I got a 1.
Fantastic. 6 on the drama die. So that would be. It's just 1, isn't it? Yeah, that'd be a 7.
So
7 from me as well. I rolled a 3 on the drama die, so there's nothing.
Oh, okay. But they're a bit unsure when Atomica says about setting up something and breaking it. They're a bit unsure about deliberately breaking stuff, especially seeing this is like a military base. But Burton chips in with a few. Oh, that would work. Oh, we can make it easy. Oh, no one would find out. And they say, "Oh, go on."
It's supply and demand. If you're going to prove that you're actually useful to them, you have to show that you can fix things. But in order to fix things, we've got to have things to fix.
That is true. Yeah. So, go on. You get the donuts, and we'll try and break something.
Oh, you can have mine, honestly.
Oh, more donuts. Excellent.
Oh God. And I say under my breath, and they thought you were being nice.
Well, the sugar obviously gives them pleasure. It is a very powerful drug.
We need to know how deep these bases, at least if the ships are at the bottom, we've got a problem. We'll have to rig up an explosion here. Hopefully the ships aren't at the bottom.
So you can walk down. I mean, it's just like covered walkways, enclosed walkways because of the snow and ice over outside. Over to the canteen. You pass several soldiers on the way, military, or Ordos. They don't really pay any attention to you at all in your tech guy uniforms. You get to the canteen and you can queue up. How many donuts are you getting for the 3 guys back at the tech dome?
Oh, a dozen?
Yeah, a couple of dozen.
Couple of dozen, wow.
You're trying to kill them as well. Okay, so
they're going to die in a nuke anyway. So.
Exactly. We may as well be. They may as well be dying with a smile on their face from all the sugar rush. I mean, if they're gonna go with a smile.
Yeah, so giving them a heart attack at this point is a mercy, really, isn't it?
So where you are as you walk to and fro in the corridor, you can see these hangars that the guys were talking about that they're never allowed into. They're quite large, fairly low sheds.
When you say quite large, are we talking like large enough to be containing a transport ship that would take an army to another planet?
They're sort of like aircraft hangar size, but not height.
Do I think these could maybe be the tops, like a launch bay?
What have you got in doing a role for that?
Well, military operations, aerial combat, observation, surveillance.
Oh, surveillance then.
Yeah, surveillance.
Yeah,
Okay.
surveillance.
That is a 10.
Okay. You don't think that they are? No, it's far too small for that. For a ship.
Wait a minute. We get when we're getting off planet. Once we've done everything, right? How are we getting off? We're going up an ornithopter.
Going up in an ornithopter, and then the Spacing Guild will pick us up at some point.
So
Presumably we
maybe
have a
they're
means of
doing the
contact.
same. Maybe they're doing
Oh.
something similar. Maybe they're getting the big ships up in orbit and then just sending the troops up.
Anything in the sky right now?
Nothing in the sky right now. You've heard nothing from your ornithopters that are circling. No.
Yeah, we've got
They got those
ornithopters
big
in
bloody.
space.
They got them big bloody satellites
We've
hanging
got
about.
a lot of satellite coverage over this, but then this is a big military base. You'd expect as
Yeah.
much.
So I'm just thinking is maybe they've got something similar in mind.
But we've got ornithopters up in space that haven't bumped into anything yet.
No, but we figured there might be a day or two. I mean,
If
considering how
there's-
fast space travel,
Mm.
they could.
there's-
The fact that there's nothing there today doesn't mean there isn't going to be a whole fucking armada up there tomorrow.
Well, that's true. I mean, at the moment, you've got a Guild Highliner above you as well, so they've not seen anything.
So
And
we
it's
need
not
to
just
get-
because someone's not looking out the window.
We need to get in these hangars and we need to get underground. So I suggest underground first because I think that's the easiest.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
computer break should help that.
Okay, so you get back, and there's one guy lounging in a chair at the console. He's looking quite pleased with himself. He goes, "Oh, I've really broken it," he said. You're going to need to go down there.
Awesome. What do we do to fix it?
The whole snack dispensers machines are down.
that'll
The most
do it.
important thing.
I
That'll
couldn't-
do it.
I couldn't get into anything else, he said. But that's the only thing, that's the nearest thing I could get into. Or lifts, but I didn't think that'd be no good because you won't be able to get down there.
Have you tried shaking one of the snack machines?
No.
Oh,
I'm
that always
almost
seems to work
tempted
at the
to.
medical office.
We don't tend to go
Have
near
they
them. 'Cause there's no
already-
donuts in them.
Have they already contacted you to send someone down?
Not yet, but it should only be a matter of time. And it's beep, beep, beep. And someone picks up a receiver.
What's the fix, I ask?
Just type in this code onto each panel of each machine.
Even I can manage that.
And he said the lifts are just through that door on your left.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. You drop the donuts off. Oh, just rip the bag open. Oh, just start picking donuts up. And there's one guy
Right.
eating two at the same time.
They're like gannets. You do know that sugar is 6 times more addictive than cocaine?
Your point?
No. we didn't know that. Do you have any cocaine?
Yes, but I'm not giving you any.
The bloody waste on them. They're already high on sugar.
Exactly.
I said, well, let's know how it goes. We'll save you a donut. Or
Again, you
not,
can
someone
have
says. Yes, you get to the lift and you push the button and the doors slide open. You get in and you can see there are 39 floors below you.
Oh, God.
What floor was the call on?
Second,
Okay.
Balls.
Okay.
that's 3 levels down. So you got surface 1, 2.
best go to 39 then. Then 2.
39.
So
Okay,
best
so-
39 and then 2, because the doors will open. We'll just wait in there, have a little look, and then we'll go up to 2.
Okay, so you go down to 39, and the door pings as it opens, and there's an empty corridor in front of you.
That's boring. 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 35.
Just pick one already.
All of
Okay.
them.
So the 38 then, okay, so 38 opens onto a very similar sort of corridor, but it almost seems to be like a gallery. So the wall opposite you is glass, and beyond that is dark. Beyond that is darkness.
I have a little look either way. Quickly pop my head, see if I can see through the darkness.
Okay,
And then I'll
so
go back on the lift.
it is quite dark. Actually, can we share screens in this or not?
Yes. I think I might have to grant permission, do I?
You have to do the actual. So Phil can set the share up, and then Jason
Oh yeah, and
includes
then
it in the
yeah,
broadcast.
yeah.
Okay, so how do I do that? I'll share at the bottom. I see. I see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Did I share screen? Sharing screen 2 modules, share. That one. Okay, so what you see is those
I
lined up.
see nothing yet.
Oh, didn't you? Okay, push the button. You see is
Oh,
those
there we
lined up.
go. Yep. There we go. Okay.
Row upon row upon row.
How big are they?
They are probably 2 men tall.
Okay, so I'm gonna count the numbers by estimating area.
You can't see because it just goes off into darkness.
Okay.
But there's going to be thousands, you reckon? You just got a feeling that the space in front of you is large.
Well, they're all going to turn on at some point in the foreseeable future.
Well, hopefully not by typing in a code.
All right. Next level up. Is it more of the same, and then more of the same, and more of the same?
Next level up. I mean, what that level you're sort of looking down onto the 39th level, or from the 38. The next level up is a lot of barracks. There's a lot of troops wandering around up there.
So we just stay on the lift like we're waiting for it to get to our floor.
Okay, and you probably think there are probably 20 floors of troop barracks. There's a lot of troops here. You do actually, when you get to, let me see, when you get to floor, say 23, you do see a very strange looking person that sort of like, as he notices you, turns his back on you and dives through a doorway.
Clearly
Get
doesn't
to
like
see anything about them?
You saw he had a bald head, and there seemed to be something attached from his ear around and covering one eye.
Oh, eye. Oh, right, not the nose thing. Okay. Would I know what that is?
Okay,
Yeah,
very
it's Lando
possibly.
Calrissian's assistant.
Lobot.
Definitely getting that vibe. Do you want me to roll like a devices roll or something?
Do me a devices roll.
Oh, 6. Oh, yeah, double 6. I know exactly what it is, apparently. What's the...
You were looking at the
that's a
catalogue last
9.
Tuesday.
That's a 9.
You see, you think it's from what you saw. It's some sort of some technological implant.
Well, yeah, I got that, but do I know what it does?
You think it's some sort of targeting system
Oh.
built into the man's head.
I relay this to Atomica very quickly.
You said, how many did you say you rolled?
9.
9.
It was a
Okay.
double 6, wasn't it?
Yeah, double 6.
Oh, double 6. With that, as also, you saw something metally glinting from under his sleeve on his left arm.
Yay!
Okay, so
Hold on,
some
if that's
kind of-
double, hold on, you rolled double six,
Yes.
They
so
both
that's
count.
at least a
That's 12.
12 plus.
Oh, I didn't know it's that. It should be saying double six. Yeah. You're right. I
Yeah.
meant.
So
Should
you
be
see,
like 15 or something.
yeah,
You can see the fucking serial number from there.
see sort of metally glinting from under his sleeve as well, and you think that is some sort of prosthetic arm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
cyborg soldiers.
Yeah. Things just got a little more complicated.
Yes.
Well, we did know that they had Ixion technology.
I'm suddenly wondering. I'm suddenly wondering if the reason part of the reason for these barracks being underground is there's they're going in as human and they're being turned into cybernetically enhanced soldiers
Oh.
here.
Quite possibly, but you know, it's finding the people to agree to that. So you have to keep people pretty well oppressed in order to do that. So there's probably a system of financial indentitude here.
You get up to level 2, and you go to fix your snack machine. Well, there's people walking around up here, quite normal looking men and women in military uniform. A few officers, mostly just sort of like troops, obviously going about sort of general administration sort of business.
Okay, so obviously we take the backs of the machine, insert a capsule into each and every one because this appears to be the headquarters, and then we do the reset code.
Okay, you do the reset code. Are you doing anything else while you're up here? There's several doors leading off around corridors and stuff.
Well, we've got to do the snack machines across the entire floor, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so in every one a capsule and then do the code.
Okay. Yeah, you can put a capsule in.
Yeah.
set it up.
Obviously, we're going to knock on every door and open it and say, "A snack machine here."
Okay.
Yes. No. Yes. Which gives us an excuse to open every door that we can actually open.
Hmm.
Okay. So, can you all roll me a d6 a minute, just for a bit of interest?
I rolled a 5.
5.
So did I.
That's
I
how many
rolled-
people shoot at me.
I rolled a 2.
Becky and I
Which is-
high five.
Becky and you,
Which-
high five.
Which, yeah, you two high five, and I basically get stuck 2 fingers up at me.
Okay. So, Darius, you get one officer points at you and said, "You come here a second."
Looking for the machines, the snack machines. You got a problem with?
There's a machine over here near the command center that's gone down. We can't get anything out of it. Can you fix it now, please?
Bugger. Yes, obviously. I'll get my assistant with me.
Well, surely only needs one person to fix this snack machine. Come on, just come and fix it.
Head over.
I could just give you my my bag of equipment
We've
and
all
spare
got
parts.
capsules. We said that.
Yeah.
Oh, do you? Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, I
We
forgot.
split the capsules between us.
Okay.
Darius goes off to do that. There's a sudden lull in the corridor while Bertram and Tomica is waiting for Darius to come back. And you sort of take the opportunity to take a sneak into one of the rooms. And you see tables, and they're sort of lined up with little boxes on them, and in each box is like a little handheld thing, almost like a gun but without a barrel. And there seems to be there's quite a large room, and there are thousands of these things on racks.
Gun without a barrel. How does that work?
Laser?
Needs a barrel.
You take. You go
Reading
in. Take.
module doesn't
you
need a
go-
barrel. Don't know about them, so carry on.
Are you going in to take a closer look? Or are you going to take your chances and go in, or
Well,
just
I'm
note
gonna
that later?
look for a snack machine in here.
There's no snack machine. This seems to be just solely like a warehouse.
I'm going to
storage
look
room.
for a snack machine
Okay.
in here.
So you go and you wander around for a snack machine. Yeah. What are you going to look at while you're in there?
Oh, you said, do I want to go in for a closer look? And yes, I
Yeah,
do.
okay,
Specifically at one of these weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So you pick you go down an aisle a little bit away from the door. You look at one of them, and it does seem to be something that sort of fits over your hand. There's a bit of a blocky end to it. There's no gun. There seems to be a little microphone thing that attaches around your ear and sticks this like a little mouthpiece, like a thing that comes down. One in each box.
A communicator.
There's one per this hand thing.
Yeah, that's obviously the communicator. And then that's a trigger. And the guns, I guess, aren't ready yet. Alright. I'll leave the room. Clearly,
Okay,
there's
leave
no
the
gun in here. They're not ready to attack just yet. We've still got time.
Good.
Okay.
We haven't. I know what the tech is.
Okay, so you back to Bertim and Darius. Actually, you wander back. You fixed the machine for him. He's quite happy. Yeah. He's got his snack out of it now and his bottle of water. You've placed your gas canister in the back. You do a few more each, and that's the floor finished.
Bloody hell. I feel like I've done manual labour.
You have
Well, we have.
dragging those machines out and taking the back off, and probably taking a couple of hours, easy.
Alright, one more floor to look at.
You're in the military. You're supposed to be physically fit.
Yeah, my body is amazing.
So why are you
Wasted
complaining that you
on
have
this.
to move?
Yes, you get to floor one, and this floor one is what's the way? It's almost like it's large open spaces, almost like a barracks or not a barracks, like a parade ground or assembly areas. And there seems to be these sort of hatched areas that sort of surround like floor lifts.
Got you. Okay. But there's no entrance here to one of those other buildings that we were interested in, is there?
Okay, so yes, if you look at the floor lifts, they go up. The floor goes up into the building above. But Baron, these people can't assemble outside because of the weather.
Right, so this uniform I'm in, is it very definitely IT or is it other kinds of support?
No, it's very definitely IT. That's all these guys do. They don't do military support, not weapons tech.
Okay. We need something to go wrong in the warehouse, don't we?
Possibly. I forgot to mention actually, Darius, while you're in the command center, I completely forgot that. While you're fixing the snack machine in there, they're not using computers that you're familiar with.
Okay, just to
They've
say,
got Macs, haven't they?
I'm not used to computers generally, so
No, I mean you use computers,
yeah.
basic computers in your everyday business, and you've seen computers around. You know what your military use.
Yeah,
They're not using anything.
are
like
they do they look more advanced or low tech or?
way more advanced?
That's not a good sign.
It's not just Alienware.
Yeah, that doesn't comfort me. It was meant to be really simple. Just blow up a housemaid.
Yeah, we're on target. It's fine. What that has told me is actually really useful. We do not need to blow up what is underground. We just got to keep them
So,
here for the Sidorka.
so what you're saying is all the canisters we put in the vending machines was a waste of time.
No, that's actually useful because we got them into the command center. So we can paralyze their command for a period of time.
Okay.
Right? But importantly, the spaceships, or whatever mechanism they use to get the planning on using, is not in those 40 stories. It's all their army. We're fine with that because the Stalker's going to deal with that. What we need to do is identify where these ships are. It's almost certainly in those hangars, but I don't want to take our one shot and not have them in there.
See when we get back to the other techs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll when I go in, I'll sort of go like that with a shirt and go. That was frightening, just flashbacks.
What happened? What happened? What happened? What
Oh
happened?
no! I mean, we
Was it
no,
part-time?
there's nothing like that. It was just
They're a bit.
I had a
How
bad
many donuts have you had?
All of them. All of them.
oh god. I had a bit of a bad experience with an elevator one time. Just out of interest, if any of those break down, is it you guys that deal with them, or is it
The lift,
do they have...
yeah. Lift shift, yeah. Us.
Right, so you've got the passes and everything for the lift and everything.
Yeah, we have.
Excellent. Yeah.
I've got an idea.
Minute we set those gas
What?
pellets off, we lock the lift off. They can't get out. Lock the elevator off.
Yeah,
Anyway.
the elevator is easy. Look, it's this. Look, you go. He's pointing stuff on the screen. He's really sort of. He's talking faster than you can.
Perfect. Perfect.
You're hurting my brain. It's
You're missing the really good donuts.
We'll go get you some more in a minute. Before we do, though, I met someone while I was down there, and we've agreed to meet up. So I've just got to pop out. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Right, and I'm going to go back in the lift, and I'm going to go back down to the first level. I'm going to go onto one of the lift pads, break out my toolbox, take out the front cover of its control thing, as if I'm working on it, and then I'm just going to press the up button. And I'm just going to be working on it.
As it goes up.
Yeah, because, like, here's the thing. They don't necessarily know that there's been no report saying that it's faulty. Or I might just be doing routine maintenance. I'm in the right uniform, I'm in the right place, I've clipboarded myself.
Yeah, I mean, people might even not even consider asking.
Exactly. So I've got the cover off, and I'm just poking around with the screwdriver, and we're going up.
Okay, so you're left in the room with the sugar triplets, and you're going into the hangar. So the lift slowly goes up, and as you sort of like start getting up, the door, the floor over the ceiling above opens, and you go up, and that platform forms the floor in the room above. And you are sitting in effectively what is, like we said, a low hangar. The roof above you looks retractable, and there are some really squat looking surface to orbit ships that look basically just like big boxes on like 4 or 5 stubby legs.
Okay, so
you don't think they've got any sort of combat capabilities at all. They're just
It's troop transport. They're just going to bomb them up.
But those are just ferries from orbit to
Yeah.
That's not interstellar.
And
So
you're probably looking at 3 in here, and your platform has come up at the back of one of them.
all right, I do a little bit of poking around as if I'm working. Put the cover back on and press the down button. And
Okay. The people around you, people moving from ship to ship and doing stuff, they're too busy to even have really noticed what's going on, and you slowly sink back down.
all right, well that answers that. So we've got a week basically to identify.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You've been on planet a day. It took you 2 days to get here.
We got 3 days basically.
Oh.
We always
To
knew that. We always knew this was gonna.
identify where these ships are. They're not here.
Yep.
Any other military bases on this planet?
Well, there are other military bases. Yes. When you get back to your, I've assumed you set up some sort of safe house for yourself and your hacker team. They've had reports from the ornithopters that have pretty much over the last 24 hours been combing the planet from orbit. They've found several military bases. You went to the biggest one. There's no evidence of anything ship-wise being anywhere else. Not that big a ship, transport ship, like for an invasion being on planet.
Okay. They've got to have something in space then, because if they're ferrying the troops up into space, either the Spacing Guild is on board, they've got some kind of Ixion technology spaceship somewhere up there already, or option 3, there's another player.
Yeah.
But who else?
I wonder if it might be worth having the hackers try and get into their communications and see what the chatter is.
Yeah, if you want.
If they're gearing up for invasion, somebody somewhere's talking, even if it's on coded frequencies over emails and so on.
You'll see where it's busy, but you won't see what's being said. Like, we just turned up. We're not going to crack a code that easy. We'd have to kidnap someone again.
It's why we brought hackers with us.
Do you want to give them the task or not? Or do you want what do you want to do to find out where these things could be?
Think about this a bit first, because
okay.
The main thing that we need to do is identify where these ships are. Now we could do that actually, couldn't we? If they're being communicated with, by picking up any communication that's coming from off planet in this solar system. So if we can detach our ornithopters and our hackers to work together to put up a net, like a triangulation net for communications, all we have to do is find something off-world.
Yeah.
And then check it out with the ornithopters. So there'll be a few satellites we'll pick up and everything, but if we can get the hackers to help comb through the mess of what's domestic and what's military, we can then get ornithopters to check out what's left.
They can almost disregard all domestic stuff by just tuning into the right frequencies. So you're left with military. A lot of that is, like you say, planet bound. There's very little military communication off planet. There's a few bases in the solar system, but there seems to be an awful lot of communications directed towards the moon.
Okay. That's where we've got to
sounds
be looking.
ominous.
Evil Nazi base on the moon.
Whenever the moon gets involved in these things. See,
They've got a stupid Wellington bomber up there as well, haven't they?
Cloaking device.
Just throwing it out there, maybe just the the thought that maybe
I don't know if
it's
that's
not.
a thing in this universe, actually.
That's why I said
Oh,
probably
okay.
out of line
There's a
saying it.
null
But
device. There's a
null,
null
is it?
device. It's not a cloaking device, but it hides you from prescience. It's part of the golden path.
it's just it thought. I just had the idea maybe the reason we hadn't seen the ship is because it was shielded somehow. But
Well, I did wonder if the reason the navigators couldn't see the interstellar Ixian spaceships was because they had null devices. Because that is something that happens in God Emperor Pew. But I mean, we've got the more deep devices. What are they called?
yeah,
But anyway, yes. Back to the plot. So, right, the moon. We need a transfer then, because even the moon needs tech support.
You want to get
Maybe there's a vending machine, an anti-grav vending machine.
okay. So, younger hackers look into it. There's no bases on the moon
No,
so that
there's
they
a
can
ship.
detect.
There's a ship though. There's a ship out there somewhere.
There are there does seem to be something being communicated with. It's not on the moon though. They think whatever it is behind the moon.
Yeah.
it's on the
Okay.
dark side of the moon.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go out there with several of our audit hopters, and we are going to go into coast mode as we come around the moon, power down, and just kind of look.
Okay.
Then,
So a bit like the Night Witches.
yep, absolutely, we're gonna night witch this bitch, and then the maid of honor will lead the procession to the target if it's what we think it is, and then we'll fly to the palace.
Okay. So yeah, you can do that. You can certainly get up to your ornithopters and you do what you do. You say you fly to the moon. It's going to take quite a while, but you drift around the outside. Now, I could only find one image of this on the internet, so I will share this so you can see what it is. I don't think they're very common. These. Hold on, let me open it up first. These. Where are we going? Thought I saved the desktop. There it is. Yeah, this thing is actually pictured docked on the chapter house, but it is when you see it, it is huge.
That's no moon.
Could you control mouse wheel in?
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't, sorry. Oh, going through pictures there.
Okay, or control plus or that. Yeah, that'll do it.
That is one docked on the chapter house.
It's
Yeah,
got a lovely entrance hole there.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a really big. Yeah, that sentence will never end well.
No. Anatomically speaking, or not.
Wait, it has urethra as well. Look,
Oh my God, you're
there's
right.
a second hole.
Phil, really, you didn't see that coming.
I can't help it. It's a nose ship. It's an Ixian nose ship.
Yeah,
So it's
that's
not
what
a
I was
love
talking
egg.
about, the null device. No shit.
It
Yeah.
just
Okay.
It is monstrous.
It needs the it needs a wedding procession from the homemade ornithopter.
It
I think.
does. Yes.
yeah.
And we need to record this with some pictures.
record.
Yes, like with the footage of this moon they've built.
It's not a moon. It's a space station.
It's a space clit.
Does yes? Does anybody have any recording equipment?
Well, the ornithopter will have something.
Hmm. It is though, Phil.
Proving possibly beyond a doubt that House Ordos are complete cunts.
Wait.
Or a bunch of pussies. One way or the other.
Proving the GM is far too innocent for his players.
Yeah, come on. You play Corporation, surely.
Oh, come on, Phil. I only have to say one sentence at this point. You have Becky in your game.
True.
Yeah, but Becky wasn't the one who jacked off Mel Gibson, actually.
Becky let you.
I think it was more a case of she was so speechless she didn't know what to do.
That's very true.
Well, I just assumed somebody would X-card, but they didn't.
Oh,
So I went with it out of peer
Steve,
pressure.
Steve didn't see it, apparently. Although you only put that now,
He
so
says he
maybe you're a
don't
bit...
see
No. Steve saw the picture. He doesn't see the reference.
There's like a vertical hole, and then there's a little tiny hole up the top, which is the urethra. So it's kind of like it's got the fanny hole and it's got the urethra hole.
Yeah, but isn't it true that stereotypically men can't find the clit?
I don't know that
Yeah.
the urethra's even there. Yeah. Could that? I'm not saying it, but that might be why somebody might not see it. I don't know. Just saying. I'm not saying the shape as a whole. It's not like it has lips, you know.
I've
It
run out
just-
of whiskey now.
it just has. There is a frame of reference there in the pattern of the hole. You've got the slitty hole. You've got the circular hole, and so that bit of it was kind of vaginal.
Stephen is a very innocent soul.
And on that bombshell. So
And on that bombshell, Phil needs another whiskey.
yeah, I don't think I've got enough. What's the plan then?
The maid of honor.
We're gonna fuck it one.
So the maid of honor is what I've called the ornithopter with the maid on, right? And what it basically is, it's an ornithopter with some girders welded on the front, at the end of which is a shield generator.
So the ship is effectively going to shoot itself.
Yeah. So basically, the maid of honor sails up to the no ship, right? And then when I trigger the button, that will turn on the siren in the cockpit, the one that goes woo woo, right? Which the pilot is a certain maid who has been mentally conditioned to when she hears that noise,
Yes,
she presses a button. That button switches on the shield and fires a las gun. However, I didn't kill her; she killed herself. Technically, it's not a nuke. It's a shield that we're firing a laser at. It just happens to have the same effect.
Yes.
Yes, but the ornithopter could be described as long and sleek.
Ah, no, definitely not. This is more like a ladybird, right? But it's not like the wings are separate to the ornithopter. It's more of like a crease between the wings, so you get these kind of like two bulbous mouths, and then you got the little
Bulbous
antenna.
That's just that.
So it's a
that
double dick.
description's not hip. helping at
As soon
all.
as you started doing that, I could see where it was going.
Not helping at all.
You walked straight into that.
See where that was going.
Not quite as innocent as you say you are.
Oh dear
If
me.
you were if you were truly that innocent, you wouldn't have seen that coming.
Oh god. Okay, so you send off the maid of honor, if that's what we're calling it.
Yeah.
I take it
Yep.
you're gonna leave the vicinity as
This
soon
is
as
our
possible.
Of course.
this is our homemade
Yeah,
this is our homemade weapon.
we're
And
getting
what
to
is your-
safe distance and we're filming it.
Okay, and what is your plan for when you get back to the planet?
Ah, right. We're going to fly toward the palace because when we break Atmo, we're going to detonate some stuff in
Okay.
the snack dispensers of a certain military headquarters. We're going to arrive at the palace, and while they're all in a panic, we're going to walk in and kill a Gola. And be like, "Hello, IT. Where's your Gola?"
IT's access to areas.
Mm.
Okay, so yes.
Being IT is brilliant. It's like having a clipboard.
So she fires up the jets, or I don't know if she's flying, or you've pre-programmed it to fly it from where you are, but the jets
Yeah.
fire up, and one of them goes off towards this big no ship. Are you gonna let it go inside first before you detonate?
I
or-
think we get right to the urethra hole.
Okay.
And who's sending the order?
Well, I just press a button.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, who's pressing the button for the noise? You press the button
Yeah.
for the noise,
Mhm.
and yes, there's a brilliant bright light that fills the sky as the shield detonates. Let me see. I've got to look at that.
There's dice to roll.
There is dice to roll. What page was that on? Here we are. Page. That's composition summary. Where was that to again? That's just weapons, isn't it? Yeah, that's just weapons. There is a table for that.
I know, it's what gave me the idea for this entire thing back in Character Gen.
Well, it's paid off, isn't it? Yes, you see your hard work pay off in the blooming of a bright white light.
It's beautiful. I just
Can't
want to
find
cry.
anything.
Save your tears until we know it's worked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's
It's worked, it's just how much it's worked by.
yeah, I think it's probably impossible for it not to work because of what it is you've actually done. So back there now.
I mean, what they're going to do, say, you nuked us, and we'll say, no, we didn't, your planet's fine. And they'll go, no, you nuked our secret military ship. The one we were going to use to take over the Empire with. And like, really? So you admit it?
The
It's
USS
beautiful.
Clitoris.
It's beautiful. I've nuked something and gotten away with it.
You have gotten away with it. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's a 1d12 actually.
I have a D12 here somewhere.
Oh, and do you ever get to roll a d12?
Not often. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna roll this.
I've got some nice ones
Nice.
here as well.
Big number.
Hmm.
Come on. 1d12 roll has ended up kind of on the floor. Oh.
What's
Is it
wrong?
with advantage? I rolled a 2.
You rolled a 2. That is relatively small, but okay. 2 isn't that bad. That's
It's terrible. I wanted 12.
go on, have advantage then.
No, I was just joking. The dice said 2.
Hey, the GM giveth. Do not taketh away from yourself.
That is. Are you
And
going to
if
roll?
if you're saying that because I've set this up for character gen, from character gen, then maybe that is something that has advantage because that's justified in the sense of this was played for and got the entire bloody season. Then sure, I rolled a 10.
Rolled a 10. Okay. So the explosion encompasses 10 kilometers.
That's
10
more like it.
kilometers in diameter.
Yeah, I got that.
So several megatons.
Well, you know what
explosions.
they say. In space, no one can hear the housemaid scream
I don't know.
Well,
She had
no,
much
because
chance
the
to
siren
scream.
was blocking it out.
because the siren was blocking it out.
She didn't even get a chance to scream at her own death. A very cruel fate. A very cruel fate.
Incredibly
I
cruel.
think we need a bigger shield generator. There's still some moon left.
There's probably half a ship left, but there are secondary explosions continuing throughout that ship, and obviously it's going to be completely exposed to space now anyway. So anything on the ship is dead.
Nice.
So that is quite a serious.
So something that started out looking like a clitoris has now looked
don't
like
say
some
it.
has now looked like some exploded Malteser.
I wonder where
Okay.
that was going for a
Yeah, same.
second. I wondered how
See,
much work.
I can keep it clean. We're not
I'm
all
relieved.
filled, you know.
I'm relieved.
Yes, so you fly back to the planet and head towards the palace. You enter the atmosphere and you send the signal to set off your gas canisters.
Yep.
We'll leave it there for tonight and pick it up next week.
Awesome.
Okay.
Wow.
That
Wow.
was-
Wow. That was pretty damn bad, wasn't it?
Really?
Yes.
What have we done? We're completely innocent.
Absolutely.
You used nukes on us. No, we didn't. Yes, you blew up our ship that could go and kill the Emperor. Oh. Oh, your ship
destroyed-
that could kill the Emperor.
We destroyed the USS Clitoris.
Did Bertie create that biological weapon for the Emperor or not?
No, it was just a knockout gas.
Just not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. There was nothing to do with the Emperor in there.
Okay, that's fair enough. So, a huge explosion that Becky had been setting up from day one.
Mm-hmm. You got what you wanted.
Thank you.
And it was a pretty big target to blow up, actually. It'd probably been wasted. It would probably been wasted if you used it before.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it wouldn't have made a big difference to the Ordos military as a whole, especially as they're all underground. So, if I was going to do that, I'd actually have to saturate the planet, and we only got 40 ornithopters, so it wouldn't have been terribly effective.
But that has effectively stopped their attack at the moment. So well done with that. If you've done that.
Yep, primary mission accomplished. Now for the secondary.
Secondary goal. Well, thank you very much. That was
Thank you.
Thank you.
quite a session, really. I thought
Thank you
very
for
well
letting
done.
me nuke things.
Yeah.
Very well done, everybody.
And now I need an after nuking cigarette.
After nuking cigarette,
Wow.
just like everybody does.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna lay on the bed in the back of the ornithopter. My hair's all messy, a little frazzled.
Given how the ship looked, the fact that someone's actually having an after nuking cigarette seems entirely appropriate.
Well, and Steve, we'll see you again next week, Steve, when it starts to get really tricky for the players and the actual story really starts.
Well, next week.
Yeah.
Well, you
Got
mean this
more
was just the
ornithopters.
preamble?
We have more ornithopters. It's fine. We're good.
Just going to weld more girders and lance guns onto them.
Yeah. Oh, you just use 2, don't you? That's the other way.
Yeah. Thanks
Yeah,
for
if
watching again, Steve.
If your pilot's experienced, you might even get them out first before you shoot it. Oh,
Good
waste
night.
valuable manpower.
No, true, especially a good pilot.
Bye.
And obviously,
I'm gonna end
we'll be on Monday as well for
Mass and
Yeah.
our
last Monday.
I need a new character.
and a new character.
Because Phil killed mine. Do you think that's why he let me do the nuke tonight? I felt guilty.
Well, I'm sure your next character will survive longer than 2 sessions.
If I kill your character this
Bye,
month,
Steve.
you can nuke something else next week as well.
Oh, there's plenty of things that I could kill her with.
Yeah, but you won't let me nuke anything. It's not a fair exchange.
Is she going to play a proper Italian, or is she going to have pineapple on her pizza?
Oh, God.
Those and other questions will be answered on Monday.
Monday.
See you guys
Bye-bye.
then.
Bye-bye.